Thanks, guys. Alfonso Cuarón's Gravity sealed the #1 spot at the box office for the third straight week this past weekend with $31 million, making it gross over $170 million to date. The film, which centers on an astronaut's survival after a damaged space shuttle mission, is also receiving tons of Oscar buzz, especially around Sandra Bullock's performance as mission specialist Dr. Ryan Stone. With all this attention on a single character-driven film, I'm lining up some of the most popular and critically acclaimed loner movies. The Truman Show, starring Jim Carrey as the titular character, is a 1998 satirical science fiction drama. In the movie, Truman Burbank lives his everyday life with no knowledge that his life is constantly being filmed by hidden cameras, all of it being broadcasted throughout the rest of the world. And while he is surrounded by other characters played by actors, he remains isolated, as certain events in his life, such as his father's death, his marriage, are manipulated by Truman's gradual discovery about his life, and the steps he takes to survive on his own are what make this film a standout. Not to mention, The Truman Show was nominated for 3 Academy Awards and 6 Golden Globes. Wall-E tells the story of a trash compactor robot who lives on an abandoned and heavily polluted Earth. And throughout a good portion of the movie, Wall-E carries on his daily routine of cleaning up after humans and collecting treasures and watching video cassettes of musicals. And it's not until he discovers the seedling and meets Eve that his world changes and our hearts melt. This classic Pixar film would go on to receive 6 Oscar nominations and gross over $520 million worldwide. Whew. I Am Legend, a post-apocalyptic drama which grossed nearly $600 million, centers on Will Smith's character, Robert Neville, who appears to be a standalone survivor to a viral outbreak caused by an attempted cancer cure. There's a relief in knowing that the military virologist remains immune to the virus, but he still has to fight off the Darkseekers, aka those creepy mutants who carry that virus and attempt to kill him. And while Robert Neville still qualifies as a loner, he still does have his German Shepherd Sam as his companion until... I don't think I can finish this sentence without bawling my eyes out. Okay. So 127 hours is a long time to be trapped in Utah's Canyonlands National Park, especially if you're Aaron Ralston. 127 Hours, the biographical-based film starring James Franco, depicts Ralston's experience trapped between the canyon walls of Blue John Canyon. The tendency to fear for Ralston becomes more and more intense as you watch him struggle, having his arm constrained against the wall, record a video diary of his experience, ration food and water, and yes, watch as he cuts off his arm. But while the film only grossed $60 million, it received high praise from critics and 6 Oscar nominations. It just goes to show that these loner movies don't need super high ticket sales to pack a punch. And now for one of the most iconic and treasured loner movies of our time, Castaway. It's unheard of for people who have not seen this film. Tom Hanks' Chuck Nolan washes up on a stranded island after the FedEx plane he boarded for work crashes into the Pacific Ocean. And watching Nolan's transformation from struggled survivor to experienced inhabitant becomes quite the memorable experience. From making fires to spearing fish, and most of all, befriending Wilson the volleyball, who, by the way, would make a perfect best friend for everything. And the bittersweet ending that follows this discovery makes this movie all the more perfect. With a gross of at least $430 million and numerous award nominations, Castaway seals its legacy as the classic loner movie. And that's all I all by myself, have for you this week, Sneak Peekers. Back to you, Alex and Ashley.